Hello, Seiiti Arata. Once upon a time there were two monks who were preparing to cross a river. Suddenly, a woman approached them. These monks had sworn an oath that they would never touch a woman's body, but the woman wanted to just cross the river without getting wet, and she asked the monks for help. First, she asked the youngest monk for help, and he looked away and crossed the river alone. Afterwards, she asked the older monk for help. He put the woman on his shoulders and crossed the river carrying the woman, and when he saw that scene, the younger monk was outraged. Well, the woman left, and the two monks walked on for hours. The younger one spent time frowning, while the eldest one had the same expression of lightness and serenity that he had before. When they reached their destination, the younger monk voiced his bitterness aloud, saying, "You know that monks shouldn't touch women. Why did you carry that woman across the river?" And the older monk replied serenely, saying, "At the time, it was more important to help another person without judgment than it was to not touch a woman. But I let go of that woman over 3 hours ago down by the river. Why do you keep carrying her?" What did you think of this metaphor? What does it teach you about being a bitter person? Keep this story with you because it will soon be useful for us to assess how you deal with your emotional well-being. Carrying bitterness longer than necessary makes you unhappy. We like to think that if we do the right things, we will be rewarded with good things. And we also like to think that people who do wrong things will get the punishment that they deserve. But life doesn't work like that. There is no court that rewards always good actions and condemns bad actions whenever they occur. Deep down, we know that life is not fair. Still, we are bitter when we suffer injustice. For example, when we complete a difficult job and only the boss gets congratulated. When we give our best but we fail to meet a goal. When we treat a person well and we are mistreated by them. Whenever this happens, our instinct is to frown or even get angry. Sometimes the anger lasts only a little while, but in other cases we carry that bitterness for days, months, or years. Just think about it. This bitterness only harms one person, yourself. It is you who is stuck in the past. It is you, the one who suffers from it. Always remember this metaphor of the monks in the river. Similar to the story, you are the one who continues to carry the woman, while everyone else has already left the woman on the bank of the river. They move on with life without that additional weight on their backs. It is normal to be upset when an injustice happens, but don't fight that feeling, but learn to let go of bitterness fast. Here's a practical tip. Focus your mind on the present moment. When you focus your attention on the present moment, you free your mind from the bitterness of the past. Your happiness is influenced by the focus of your mind. If your mind is stuck on a bad event from the past, it keeps mulling over that bad feeling. Ultimately, this lowers your level of happiness. On the other hand, if your mind is focused on the present, chances are it won't encounter suffering. The suffering created by your head comes when we keep wishing that the past were different or that the future will be a specific way. When the mind is focused on the present moment, that kind of suffering disappears and the bitterness also goes away. It sounds easy when we say it like that, right? But anyone who has tried to focus on one single thing knows how difficult it is. We get off to a good start trying to get focused, but soon our mind gets back to the past, brooding over all those bad feelings again. So when you realize this has happened, don't get frustrated. Frustration at not staying focused only adds to the bad feelings. Simply breathe and bring your mind back to the present, focusing on what you're doing with mindfulness. Breathing is always a good anchor to bring your mind to the present. Simply pay attention to the air moving in and out through your nostrils. And as you focus on the breath, disconnect from what happened days, months, years ago, and bring your thoughts to what you're doing right now. Let go of bitterness. Forgive what happened in the past to free your mind. The big problem with bitterness is that your mind gets stuck in the past. Your mind stays there, mulling over what happened, judging facts and people, and wishing things had happened differently. As long as your mind is stuck in the past, you will keep suffering. And it is likely that you're brooding by yourself. Everyone else involved has gone on with their lives, and perhaps with their own bitterness. The best thing you can do for your happiness is to let go of that bitterness. Forgive what happened in the past. Remember that life is not fair. There is nothing that you can do to change what has already happened. Even if you don't want to forgive the people who have done some injustice, make the effort to forget about the unfair situation and start moving on. A practical tip to know that you have successfully freed yourself from the past is to see how many times your mind goes back there. If you recount the conversations in your head, reliving the events, you still haven't put the past behind you. If this is a very traumatic event, see a good mental health professional. A good therapist can make a world of difference in cases of abuse. But in most cases, our mind is mulling over small events, such as lack of recognition at work, a lack of appreciation from a friend, jealousy from a partner, or some misunderstandings from daily life. When these little episodes take over your mind and accumulate, you can become a bitter person. It doesn't change the past, nor does it punish people who hurt you. Bitterness only hurts yourself. You don't have to carry the weight of something that happened in the past on your shoulders. Carrying bitterness for a long time only hurts you and damages your level of happiness. The best way to not be bitter is to focus your mind on the present moment. Stop wanting the past to be different. Learn to forgive, to let go. Get on with life, even when you feel that life is unfair. By doing this, you can greatly increase your happiness level, especially if you combine this kind of present focus with other techniques proven by positive psychology. For those who want to be a less bitter, happier person, I invite you to attend a special class in our happiness course that you can see in arata.se/happiness.